Hey guys, welcome back to Such Plants. My name is Ron, and in today's video, I'm going to be talking about the top 5 houseplants that I consider to be the easiest houseplants to care for. So, there are 3 reasons why I would consider these plants to be super easy to take care of. Number 1, in the right conditions, all of these plants will continue to grow year-round. Number 2, they thrive in bright, indirect light, but they can tolerate medium to low light. And number 3, they don't mind drying out completely. There is no magic schedule that your plant should be following, but there are so many things you need to take into consideration. You need to consider the soil type, the pot type, the amount of light it's getting, the humidity levels, and the list goes on and on. And how do I know? Well, I've killed some plants before, and that's just part of the journey, right? You learn and you move on. So what I do is I use the finger method. I stick my finger in the soil by that much. If it's not dry, then I will let it go for a couple more days, see how much it dries out, and I will check it again. If you're not comfortable using the finger method, get yourself a moisture meter. It looks like this. There's a probe on one end and a meter on the other. And I got this off Amazon for about $15, and this will save your plants from you, okay? This will help your plants survive the wrath of you overwatering your plants. And that is the number 1 reason why plants die, because you kill them. So as long as your plants are kept indoors, they have sufficient light, and as long as they have a consistent watering schedule, your plants will thrive. So with that said, let's move on to plant number 1. And this is in no particular order. Oof. This is a big mama. So here we have a Marble Queen Pothos. I got this plant from Star Nursery, which started off as a 6-inch pot, I believe, and now it's in an 8-inch pot. And when I first got it, there were barely any vines hanging off the side of the plant. It's been about 1 year since I've had this plant, and it's trailing on and on. This plant is also super easy to water. When it's thirsty, it will droop just a little bit, and that's okay. And I love plants that do that. It tells you exactly when you need to water them. And when I water them, I will just water the entire pot until it starts running from the drain hole. So with this plant, you never need to worry about when to water it. Here's a closer look. Ta-da! And that is the Marble Queen Pothos. So the next plant I'm going to be talking about is the Monstera Adansonii. And just like the Marble Queen Pothos, this one is super easy to propagate. It has nodes here on the vine that you just snip right in between, and then you stick that in water or in soil, and it will develop roots. This one is actually not a propagation, but a separation from the mama plant here, right behind me. And this one has 6 vines in the pot, and this one grows so fast. I swear I see a new leaf sprouting every week or so, maybe even a couple of days. The bottom here is a little bit bare, so I do plan on taking propagations from this in the near future and then putting them back into the soil. Also, if you're looking for one plant to give your space a lot of character, I would recommend getting this plant because the foliage is just so pretty. Look at that with the holes. Doesn't this one just give you jungle vibes? And that's the Monstera Adansonii. Next we have the snake plant. Everyone loves a snake plant. This one can grow in medium to low light, so if you don't have the brightest room, you can still have this plant. The leaves are very thick and durable, and it's almost leather-like. If you accidentally hit it, it won't get mad at you. One thing I like about this plant is that it's very classic and modern in its appearance, and it looks really good if you put it in a sort of mid-century modern planter, the one with the wooden legs. Also, I haven't done it yet, but apparently this is also easy to propagate. All you would have to do is just snip it right in the middle horizontally, just like that. And then you can put that directly in soil or water and it will root. It will root, and then the roots will then form a new shoot. And that shoot will be the new growth of a leaf. And that is the snake plant. So the next plant I want to cover is the Dracaena Marginata. And I will care for this plant exactly how I do the snake plant, in that it doesn't require a lot of sunlight, so it's perfectly fine in medium to low light. It's barely had any yellow leaves at all. I might have noticed maybe 2 or 3 yellow leaves and I just plucked them right off. If you look closer, there are brown tips, which could be a sign of low humidity, but that's okay. I don't mind it because even plants in the wild have brown tips, so don't let that discourage you from buying more and more plants, because that's what you do. You just buy plants. Just like the snake plant, I only will water this one if it's completely dry. The tip of my finger is still a little bit moist, so I will wait maybe 2 more days until it's actually completely dry, and then I will water it until water comes out of the drain hole. And that is the Dracaena Marginata. And finally, the Arrowhead vine. And this one is a variegated Syngonium, Albo, variegata. The Arrowhead vine also does pretty good in medium to low light. I do have this right up here on the shelf where it does have several hours of direct sunlight, but that's because I'm trying to expose it to more light so that it produces more variegation. So this plant is also super easy to propagate, and if you check out my previous video, you'll see how I do exactly that. That's it for the video, guys. If you enjoyed it, please hit the like button and plant subscribe. Also, shout out to my sister for getting me this shirt for Christmas. It says, Plant Daddy. Let me know in the comments down below if you have any questions regarding any of these plants that I shared with you, or if you have questions on general care tips and whatnot. Until then, I will see you in the next one. Bye!